Blessed are we, magical peoples. All right. That took forever. I I always wonder, I'm gonna ramble. So I always wonder because it took forever. I clicked go live and it was like, processing. So I always wonder, like, is it recording me and it's just not updated yet? So I'm like, am I looking like a fool, like just dumb in the camera? And it's recording and it hasn't told me that I'm actually live. So I always wonder that. I'm always scared to look back. So, well, hello, Joshua. Welcome. But yeah, we're gonna do a collective reading for our weekend for Friday the 11th, all the way through Sunday, the 13th. How to think about that. So, yeah, we'll have fun. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you showing up. And just remember that this is a very laid back experience. This is our time together. So we get to co-create this experience with one another and we get to share. We get to share what we see in the cards. We get to share anything that pops up. This is a conversation. It's not just me telling you, oh, this is what the card means. It's us together creating a conversation and working through the different cards and what they flag up. I will let him know. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Oh my god, it is so long too. Like the Bumblebee Jasper necklace, I was like, I don't know if I want you to list it because I kind of like it. Well, hello, Angela, welcome. But yeah, it's long, it's gorgeous for sure. But yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. If you know anyone who may enjoy the ramblings and the experiences that we create together, feel free to tag them, invite them, share this with them. But be mindful. I do swear, and so if that's offensive, Tracy, this is new. We're talking right now. Yeah, no, it's not a replay yet, but well, hello, Cameron. Oh, I know, I'm excited. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I'm really good. I think so. Checking in. I'm good. So I hope everyone's doing well. Again, just rambling as well. Welcome, Jessica. It's good to see you. I love seeing your name pop up. Well, hello, Alyssa. Alyssa or Elisa? Yeah. Y'all, I mess names up all the time, so just don't take offense to that. But yeah, so we're gonna work with no, you're no, you're fine. Was it yesterday or the day before? We did Thursday and Friday, and then I do cards for the weekend, and I take into consideration Friday. Okay, cool. So yeah. Now we're in the weekend energy. So y'all take some time to focus on your breathing. Take some time to focus on your heartbeat. Ground and center. Well, hello, Angie. Welcome. Ground and center as best as you can. Just tune in with yourself. Check your vibe. What's going on. Hello. Welcome. Just embrace this moment. This is our moment together. We get to share. We get to talk with one another, and I welcome you into my space. Right. So thank you, and focus on that breathing. Focus on that heartbeat. Call in your spirits, your guides, your gods, your allies, your ancestors. Call in all the good shit for your highest and best. Or whatever you connect with. Call that vibration in. Allow yourself to just check in with yourself. And well, hello, Gina. Oh my God, Gina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I got your card in the mail. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your words and that handwriting. Oh my goodness. But yeah, call in whoever you connect with to just be present with yourself at this moment. Check in with yourself and just, tune in with that energy. And we'll get into this reading. Well, hello, Risa. Risa or Rissa? Both are cute, so Welcome, Dina. Welcome. And this is a collective reading, so it's not like a one-on-one. It's a collective reading. But again, just for those who are new here, the way that I do this is we work with a group of cards. It's a collective reading, but I also invite you to call in your spirit so you can, listen to what you really need to know. And then I'll have you choose a card number or two. And then those two card numbers or whatever card numbers that you choose, that will help you personalize a general collective experience. Okay, so it's still general, but it just helps it make a little more personal the experience. So okay, Risa, awesome. I like that. Okay, y'all. So now that you've connected, and now that I've rambled for enough length of time, go ahead and comment. We're gonna do 5 cards. So go ahead and comment. 1 or 2 card numbers, 1 through 5. The first, number or the first 2 numbers that pop into your head, 1 through 5. Go ahead and comment. Whatever number that is, whatever number that you hear, whatever number that you see, whatever number that you just know, like this is the number. So just whatever, we're going to do a lot of whatever. So whatever pops into your head, whatever pops into your experience, go ahead and comment with whatever. Oh my God, I can't stop saying whatever, and it's really bothering me. Do you ever do that? You're talking and then you just like realize you're saying a word over and over and over and you can't stop? I'm right there. So let's try. So the first 1 or 2 numbers that pop into your head, go ahead and comment. 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and do that. And we will get into our reading. And just realize like this is our time together. So I will share the card. I will share my thoughts. But please feel free to share your thoughts as well, because this is a conversation that we can have. And what you say, you might say something a little different. And someone else, here might need to hear it the way that you're wording your expression. So that's interesting. So go ahead and feel free to be a part of this experience. You are welcome. And don't feel like you have to. Don't feel you have to comment whatsoever, because you don't. Like if you don't want to comment in public, that's fine. Write it down, take notes, all that good stuff. Well, hello, Naomi. Yeah, happy birthday. It's my fiance's birthday on Sunday. So yay, awesome. I'm gonna choose an overview card as well, a theme card from the tarot. So awesome. 1 or 2 cards, 1 through 1 through 5. Yeah, 7. Well, So the theme card for the reading, for the weekend, for the collective, Page of Wands. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? And even if you don't know anything about the tarot, just look at the card. What do pages represent to you? And what do wands represent? Wands are associated with the element of fire. So wands are associated with fire. Pages are associated with being the messengers, running errands, messengers, messages, bridging the gap. So we have individual, we have a page who's, they're doing this. They're bringing the messages to the targets, the people in communication. And so Page of Wands as well, we know the page, the body language is more looking towards the right, but upwards. And so what I express that as, like looking towards the right, looking towards the future, but also up. So maybe, praying, maybe looking to the divine, maybe looking to the heavens for insight as to, what I really want to create for my future. And so with the theme, I'm going to poke my eye out. Oh my goodness. With the theme of the reading, just pay attention to that. So maybe it is this passion, this spark, this energy, right? This vehicle where it's like, what? The past is the past. So we're not living there anymore. And you know what? We can learn from it. We can grow from it. Yeah, but I don't need to activate it anymore. And so I'm more invested into moving forward. I'm more invested into, creating a better future for myself and those around me. And so we know with the Page of Wands, there's this message of hope. There's this message of passion, this message of fire, excitement, and adventure, this message of taking action. And we're like, okay, what kind of action? We're looking up because the Page of Wands, looking up at the growth, looking up and looking at, okay, this is what I want to grow, but I can't do it alone. So I'm looking up for guidance. I'm looking up for assistance. And so I pray, or I chant, or I communicate on some level with a higher energy, or some energy that maybe, and it doesn't have to be like divine in that sense, divinity higher. It could be like, oh, I'm seeking a mentor who knows more, right? I'm seeking to reach out to someone or something that has more information than I do, so I can, progress. Does that make sense? And so just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as it being the theme of our collective weekend reading. So let's get into the juicy. Let's get into okay, whatever. The cards. Okay, so card 1, the first card is the Queen. So the Queen, Lone Wolf. So before I get into anything else, what does the Queen and Lone Wolf express to you? How does it make you feel? What do you think of Lone Wolf, and what do you think of the Queen? Like, what kind of roles come up? What kind of energy comes up? So just be mindful of that. Authority, caution, power, importance, Queen, importance, guarded, as well as psychic. When I think of the queens, like the Queen, oh my goodness, the first image that comes up is the Queen of Cups for me, and the Queen of Cups is like super psychic for me, and I like it. So when I think of the Queen, I think of psychic energy, because the Queen pays attention to the symbols, the signs. The Queen pays attention to what the king, or whatever, what all these people are doing, right? Is very aware, is very keen on what is going on. With all of that information, the Queen is able to formulate a response, like, oh, I can see the patterns, I can see the layers, like connecting, interconnecting. And so I see psychic with this energy. So the Queen, Lone Wolf, we have authority, caution, power, importance, guarded, psychic, as well as new skills. And I like this. Because new skills, like initiating something new. And this is initiating card because it's our first card of the collective weekend, right? It's our first card. So it's initiating the reading that we are experiencing. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? The Queen. Let's see. I love this card. Lone Wolf and Queen makes me think of someone who stands in her power. She's not afraid to be alone. Yeah. And Lone Wolf, it's like, you know what? Well, hello, Beatrice. Welcome. The Lone Wolf aspect too. It's like, you know what? I know my worth. I know who I am. I know what I'm about, and I know my emotions. I know everything about me, and I know what I like. And so I don't have to settle. I can do this alone if I need to, but I can still experience the richness of life and the joys of life, and I can still have that authority in my space and be happy. So the Lone Wolf is not necessarily a sad thing. It's saying, look, I know well enough who and what I am and what I want in life, and so I'm not going to settle, but I'm going to initiate something that is going to help bring me like fulfillment. Absolutely. I like that. And so with the Queen, we realize that the collective this weekend, we are starting out with the importance of our roles in our lives. And so ask yourself, how does the Queen manifest in your life? Like, who is the Queen in your life? Is it you? Does it need to be you? Is it someone else? Like, pay attention to that, and know that this is a time actually where it's important for us to pay attention to what's going on in our world. What are the actions? So take a step back and kind of like the Page of Wands, receive the messages, right? Receive the messages. So take a step back, be rather discerning right now, and pay attention. Who is saying what? What are they doing? Who's doing who? Whatever is important in your life. Like, pay attention to everything, because you are being given an opportunity to receive information that you will need to make executive decisions in your life that will help set you up for success in the coming days. Does that make sense? And so I really like the Queen, how the Queen sets us up and starts us off with the weekend. So definitely pay attention to the going ons. Pay attention to everything that's going on in your world right now. Don't judge. Don't pass judgment. Don't try to push influence onto something. Just right now, take a moment to be aware. Take a moment to receive the information, receive the messages. Don't take action just yet, but allow yourself to soak up the data so you have what you need, all of the data collected before you take that action. Okay. So card two is card two. The Deviant. I know. The Deviant Forsaken. The Deviant and Forsaken. Well, hello, Allie. Welcome. The Deviant Forsaken. What is it? What does deviant mean to you? Like deviating from the path, right? Or from from normalcy, like doing something in your own way. And so the Deviant and Forsaken, strange magic. So magic that is a little odd to other people, but you know what? It doesn't matter what other people are doing or saying. What matters is your life. What matters is your respect of yourself and your agency in your reality. So the Deviant Forsaken, we have strange magic. Challenge the flow, a voice for those who cannot speak. When I say that, a voice for those who cannot speak, there's a few layers to that. Sometimes it's mediumship. Sometimes it's like, okay, spirit has come to me and there's a message that I need to release. And sometimes I do that through the readings that I do. And sometimes it's like, okay, I have a specific message for someone, but I am not going to disrespect that person. So I'm not going to force that message on them. I will connect with them and say, hey, I've been receiving this message. I've been receiving information that I want to pass to you. Is it okay if I do that? We don't just give people messages. That's not our place. It's not our right. We set it up, hey, I've been receiving this. I want to share that with you. Is that okay? And we have to respect their space. And so if they say, no, I'm not right. I'm not open to receiving that right now. Thank you. Okay. If, I'll write it down. And if that time comes and you want to know what was up, just let me know and I'll be there, right? We can do that. And so the Deviant Forsaken, a voice for those who cannot speak. It's also like paying attention to, it's also in the sense like being an actual ally and speaking up, and it's not other people's places to educate. It's your place in your life to educate the people in your life, like, oh, hey, what you're saying is not okay. So other people might feel uncomfortable. I don't know how to address this in my family, right? But it's like, you know what, I'm going to be that one. I'm going to be the one, because what you're saying, how you're communicating, what you're doing is not okay. And so I'm going to be the one in my household to say no. Not disrespectful, but like, this is why this is why what you're saying is inappropriate, and we can learn from this. I am not putting you down. I am not telling you anything negative. I'm saying that what you are saying is problematic, and this is why. So I realize that you might feel some type of way, and we can talk about that, but this is why it is a problem. And it's okay, because we all feel weird when we get called out, and we can get defensive, but it's like, okay, I'll learn from it. Like if I say something that's offensive, I will learn from it and I will be better. I will do better. And you know what? we have to give that to people. We have to learn to give that to people where they can do better. It's their life, and they can, but we also have to have some space where there are going to be some fuck ups. Like, people are going to say things that are problematic, but we can be better. We can do better. We just have to hold each other accountable and not be like condemning of one another. So the queen, let's see, deviant blends well with queen. Yeah, because she's doing her own thing. The queen is doing her own thing, and so she's deviating from the path. She's like, new skills. What new skills do I want? Maybe someone said, my life, my parents or whatever, they wanted me to be a specific type of person, and that's not me. That's not who I am. And so it's time to develop those new skills that you want for yourself, for your life, right? And so it's time to deviate from the path, the normalcy. It's time to deviate from what society says is okay. So it is not okay to be a racist. It's not okay to be homophobic. It's not okay to be transphobic. It's not okay to be, it's not okay to be a misogynistic, asshole. It's not, right? It's not. And so if you have people in your life that embody that, well, guess what? Deviate from the path. It's time. So we're not our parents. We are not we are not anyone. We are who we choose to be. And so that is where it's time. It's time for us to grow up, and it is time for us to speak up and be more comfortable in who we really are, and say, what, let's say my parent is saying some really hateful stuff, but that doesn't represent me. I'm not okay with this. So I will remove myself from the situation, or I will, walk away, and I will, when I can, have a conversation if that's safe for me to do. But I also will have to educate myself. Like, how can I learn more about being a better person? Because I'm not going to get it there. How can I be, if they're saying some racist stuff, how can I learn to not be racist? I don't want to take that. I don't want to take what I was brought up in and the things that were easily expressed. I don't want to take that with me. I don't want to pass that down to, like, maybe my children, my nieces, my nephews, or people. I don't want to pass that down to anybody. I don't want to make people feel that way. And so I have to deviate from the path of what is normalcy for my community in that sense. And I need to learn better so I can create something different, and I can pass that down, and I can maybe, shift the minds of those around me. But that's not my goal. I'm not there to do that for them. That's their responsibility. I'm here to do it for myself. Does that make sense? And so, with the Deviant and Forsaken, it's time to challenge the flow. So what's going on in your life right now? What's going on in your life where you simply have to step up for yourself and maybe for others? What is being expressed you were here for the first card. The Queen was the first card, so that's the initiating energy. So the Deviant Forsaken energy is definitely expressing where, it's time to challenge the flow. Realize when we challenge the flow, and I can say this from experience, we don't have to be like, bitch, hoops are down, I'm going for the throw, you're dumb, you're ignorant, you're a piece of shit, and let me tell you why. We don't have to do it like that, because that really doesn't help anyone. So for us, it's also learning how to challenge the flow that is going to get the best results for us. So maybe it's like, what? It could be by educating myself and small actions. So people around us start to see, oh, this person's doing something different. Okay. And then eventually that can lead up to a conversation or lead up to something else. Does that make sense? We did a theme card, which is the Page of Wands, but the first actual card of the collective reading was the Queen. Well, hello, Miss Marley. Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, so that's card 2. Card 3, which is our core card, like the foundation card, is very interesting. The Heart Chakra, Anahata, the Heart Chakra, love, relationships, compassion, touch, joy, and connection. The Heart Chakra. Ooh la la. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? I wish you could see the beauty of this card, but the light is so bright. The Heart Chakra. What does that say to you? How does it make you feel? This is the core of our reading. And so we know that the collective energy, there's a lot of shit going on in life right now for all of us, for all of us. But I think the most important lesson right now, the most important thing is for us to really channel, fitting, right? Fitting, for us to channel our heart, and collective heart, like our emotions, our care. Because why would, if you're channeling your love, like you seek love, you seek healthy relationships and to be accepted and all of these beautiful things in regards to love. So if we want that, then who else, everyone wants some form of that, right? So why would we want to make other people feel any type of way if we simply want to feel loved? If we're being an asshole to someone, how does that make us feel the way we want to feel? Okay, so with the Heart Chakra, it's time to look at ourselves, even ourselves, in the mirror. And how are we? Are we rooted in love? Are we rooted in compassion? Are we rooted in what kind of relationships do we have? And I think that's another important thing for us to address. Like, what are the type of people what kinds of people are we around? Like, what are they saying to you? And how comfortable are they in expressing themselves in a way that goes against your heart, your core? Do you have people in your life that are expressing really hateful things? Maybe not to you specifically, maybe you're the exception. I've had that happen. Well, I hate gay people, right? But you're the exception because you're cool. Or I'm not a fan of Mexicans, or I'm not a fan of natives, but you're the exception, me, because, you're cool, you're grandfathered in. And I'm like, no, you don't speak for me like that. You don't speak for my people like that. Like, I am all of these things, and I do not want to be a part of you or your story if that's how you're going to express yourself. Does that make sense? And so with the heart, it's like, pay attention to the relationships we have. And I feel like the collective reading is definitely showing up and showing us, like, okay, what's going on in our lives. If we really want to create a better life experience for ourselves, we have to be accountable for ourselves, but we also have to realize that what we condone, what we are feeling, and how other people are expressing themselves, they feel comfortable in showing up that way to us. And so if it is not in alignment with what we want for our future, then it's very important that we start to have those conversations and reroute that energy. So sometimes for some of us, it's letting go of relationships. It's letting go of the hold in the heart, right? It's letting go of that and walking away. Sometimes it is, being able to just say, I need to have a conversation with you. It's really important to me. And I don't want you to feel bad, but I'm curious. Why do you feel this way? And you just start a conversation, right? And then you're able to have like an adult grown conversation and grow. And you bring healing and you enrich your relationship. Okay. So the Heart Chakra, how does that make you feel? And it very well could be that it's time to focus on bringing those connections back into your life. Like, what makes you feel good? Like, what brings you joy? That should be the core, the foundation of the experience. And we know with the Page of Wands being the theme of our reading, or the overview type of energy, we have this message of love, this message of creativity and passion. And the core card with the Heart Chakra, it's like, okay, there's this message of passion and love and from the heart. From the heart. So maybe before you communicate with people, especially if it's a challenging conversation, ground yourself, place yourself in your heart, and then speak. And start from there. Well, hello, Mona Lee. So let's see what card four has in store for us. And I like it. I like it. It reminds me of Beetlejuice a little bit because, this is card three, green, right? Card three. And then card four is a crown chakra, sahasrara, spirituality, transcendence, all that is in divinity. So the crown chakra comes after the heart chakra. That's rather fitting. I love it. I like it. I need more of it. So what do you think of when you think of the crown chakra? What do you think of when you think of, spirituality, transcendence, all that is? So source, divinity, my connection to divinity, the divine, God, goddess, right? And all of that energy, what does it make you think of? How does it make you feel? And so with this card, we realize that, okay, we're progressing here. We're rooted in the heart space. We're understanding that, you know what, I'm good alone. I'm working through that, being comfortable with myself, finding my own power, as well as developing new skills, deviating from the path of normalcy, what is normal to the world around me, or family programming and such. So I'm deviating and I'm starting to challenge the flow. Like, what do I want in life? What do I want to create in life? And what is going to set me up for success? So it can't be doing the same thing, because if I was doing the things that I wanted for my future, I would be there already. I'm not. So I have to change. And so I'm choosing to change, challenging the flow, and speaking up and learning better. And then I need to root myself in my heart chakra. And as I root myself in my heart chakra, and I understand that it's about relationships, it's about sharing in love and appreciating the beautiful people within, in my heart, as well as the beautiful people outside of me, my relationships, the experiences there. And then I, connect with my crown chakra, and I let go and I let God, or let go and let goddess. And I understand that it is a spiritual blessing to see and view and perceive the world from this space. Like, does that make sense? Am I making sense? Please tell me I'm making sense, because I don't know. But what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing, it's really about, we all have different stories. So for me, it's like looking at the programming that was around me when I was younger, and the beliefs and the things that made me feel not very good. And example, when I was younger, I remember a family member. It was a birthday party, and I was at the table, and I hadn't had anything to eat, and I was eating. I was fat, but I hadn't had anything to eat. And so the grown ass woman, family member, who I still to this day don't like, looking at me like, "Oh, you're eating more. Don't you think you should stop?" And I'm like, I just had, like, made me feel so bad, right? And my heart just like, ugh, all of that. And I'm like, So I look back on that right now. So again, I'll get to my point. So looking at things like that, programming, beliefs, things that were passed down to us from family members or people in our lives, we can understand that we can release that from our heart, and we can transcend that. So I can look back at that and understand how I felt, but I also realize, like, that doesn't have to stay with me. And so I can send it up, send it to divinity to be transformed. So it is rerouting the energy where it doesn't activate those feelings of inferiority or those feelings of body, however my body looked, right? I get to let go of that. And I think that that's what's being expressed here with the crown chakra and transcendence. It's time to realize that we get to set the tone for what we are designing in our life. So what we have been through, we can use that as information and feel if we need to, but we don't have to stay there. We don't have to stay there. So if this person was terrible in our lives, or that person was terrible, we don't have to live that anymore. We can take it, utilize it, we can move forward, and we can transcend that experience. We can we can release that and we can connect. And I think that's a huge thing this weekend too, is to look at whatever pops up for us. Like, let me look at it from a divine perspective. Let me put myself in my heart. Let me feel, but also let me understand from a divine perspective. Okay. Let me look at things in my life from a higher perspective so I can get more information and I can release it. I don't have to live it anymore. So I like that. I like it. I really feel like I'm talking like in like a different language. I'm hoping everything, like you said, is making sense. So I'm glad, but there's just so much information that needs to be shared. So card 5. I really like how this is blending, where we have like high vibrational and stuff with, earth vibration and very visceral type of energies. We have witches for our 5th card, witches and the Sabbat, or the Sabbat, Sabbat, however you want to pronounce it. So witches, solidarity, empathy, suffering, courage, strength, and fight like a witch. What does that say to you? Let me get a little drink here. So let me know, how does that make you feel? Which is the Sabbath, the Sabbat. Okay. So solidarity, empathy, suffering, and suffering. Let's talk about suffering. What I think of when I created this card, or I channeled the energy for the card, witches and solidarity coming together, but suffering, understanding that, witches have suffered for since the beginning, projected hatred onto and so much. And I think that when we work with, witches of old and ancestral witches and such, we understand that we are connected on some level by suffering, and through suffering and understanding what our ancestors have been through, we connect in a very distinct way, and we have a newfound appreciation and outlook on life, because we see things as a very real experience. And the courage, like, I know that I'm going to suffer. I know that I've been through this, and I know that you've been through this, but guess what? I'm going to have the courage to stand proud and stand strong in who I am and in my life. And I'm going to keep making choices that set me up for success. And I'm going to be, what the ancestors need of me. And I'm going to be what my spirits need of me. And I'm going to set myself up for success, because when the people who connect with me, in the future, I will pave the way for even more for them. And so suffering, yeah, that's life. That is life. We have suffering, but we also have so much more. And so the courage to be who we truly are, the courage to engage, the strength it takes to fight like a freaking witch. It takes so much, but it is so worth it, because again, at the end of the day, this is who we are. This is who we are. It's not necessarily a choice. This is who we are. This is what we are born for. This is a part of us. And it's not a part that we can escape. And so when we understand, like, this is our life. This is our own becoming. This is our beginning, as well as, the entire journey. We are creating something magical and something beautiful to step into. And so it takes strength and courage, and suffering will be had, but it is worth it. So let's see. I'm inside the path I have chosen. Yep. Descend. Yeah, absolutely, you can. So courage. So what does that say to you? I like it because it mirrors the queen. We have the queen, lone wolf, that initiates the reading, And then we have witches, the Sabbat, that blocks it in, that seals it. And so they are mirroring each other. And so we take more information from that. And we know that it is time. It is time. It is time to step into your truth. It is time to just be in love with yourself. And I don't mean that in a narcissistic way. I just mean that it's really time to appreciate yourself. Like, look in that mirror and love who you are, because we need you. You know, we need you. We need you to deviate from the path. We need you to be that loving, heart-centered individual. We need you to be in connection with your divinity, with your spirituality, right? If we all, right? If we all were heart centered and we simply did things out of love and out of appreciation, and if we perfected our relationships and we deviated from the path, like, you know what? I'm no longer putting up with this bullshit because it's bullshit. And so let's become better. Let's do better. Let's learn better. Let's learn, and let's from the heart, and then let's perfect our spirituality. What makes me happy, what brings me joy, and where is that connection? If we all did that and we learned to stand in solidarity with one another. You're not a witch? Cool. You don't need to be a witch, but I will stand with you as long as we can hold mutual respect for one another, for not just one another, but for communities, right? And so it's time, it's time to focus on you. Focus on what you love. Focus on your story. Focus on perfecting your story, and focus on creating a better reality. And as best as you can, try not to focus on what everyone else is doing. Allow yourself to be that lone wolf. Allow yourself to understand what they are doing. Take it into consideration. And if you want to do something different, if you want to formulate better for yourself, then start thinking of how you can be that example and emit that energy in your own life. Okay. And do that. And let that be where you start your change. And then if you need to have conversations, go ahead and do that. But start with yourself. Start with perfecting yourself and where you want to be, and setting yourself up for success first, right? Let's see. Stand in your power, be kind, stand up for people without a voice, with love and your head up, looking towards the future. Absolutely. Yeah, I like it. So this weekend, the collective reading, we're being given opportunities of growth and really at perceiving things differently. So definitely take full advantage of that. Makes me think of the hag. Okay, yeah, very well could be. I think more of like for me, I think of like the witch queen in a sense, and the hag. Hag is like crone, like older, like just intense energy for me. But for sure, if that is what flags up for you, then honor that. Let's see. I've been in the closet on all of this for so long. I've never thought, okay, I'm worthy and confident in my abilities because of my family beliefs. I never considered myself a witch per se, but damn, I think it fits. Yeah, own it. Like if that's who you are, if that is what's calling you, embrace it. And it's hard. It's hard. It's challenging when you don't have support, but realize we are creating that here, not just here, but you have the witches who have come before you and the witches who will come after, and you have support system there. You do, and reach out. And when you connect with yourself, when you understand your process of the queen and lone wolf, you will figure that out. Like you will realize, like, I get to create that for myself. I get to stand in my own power, and I get to be that for myself and for other people in my own life if need be. Okay. Oh, Maria, my heart is with you. Oh. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being here with us. I appreciate it. But just to wrap some stuff up, it's time for us to just, be more heart-centered towards ourselves, focus on our own lives, deviate from the path, and know we're getting inspirational messages to focus on the future. What do we want to create? And tap into our collective, witchy ancestry, and know that we are, we come from something. We do, and we are creating something as well. And then focus on your spirituality, connection, build a connection. Okay. So thank you so much, y'all. I'm going to give you a few updates on some things, but that is our collective reading for, that was a little heavy. Oh my goodness. A collective reading for the 11th through the 13th. Thank you so much for sharing this time and space with me. I really appreciate everybody. Damn, that was a lot. So thank you for letting me ramble so much and participating as well. I love that we are able to have this conversation. And if you know anyone who might enjoy this, just go ahead and share it with them. Say, hey, you might like this. You might get something from this. And if you're watching a recording and you have questions, feel free to ask. I appreciate you. I appreciate questions. I do. So I'm going to post a little later. I have a formula that I want to share with you. So I'll post that a little later on the Deviant Witch Facebook page. Go ahead and check that out. As well as I'm putting together a special with my 1 hour readings. So 1 hour, 60-minute reading, which is recorded like this, but not like for public use, but for just us. They go for $125 for an hour recorded. And it might be a little more. I will share that later this evening as well, but I just want to give everyone a heads up. I'm going to do a buy one, get one, because I'm raising money right now for my astrology training. And I don't do this often, but there is something that I'm raising money for my astrology training. And so I'm going to do a buy one, get one sale. I'm only going to have a certain amount of spots. So if you wanted to go in, again, this is not normal, but if you wanted to go in with a friend, half and half, I'm absolutely okay with that. So you can do that, and one for you, one for your friend. You can buy your own and keep 2 readings. You can buy yourself a reading, gift a reading. There is so much. I am so open to it, because this is the time to bless, and I will be able to use the funds to invest into my training. So I will put more information about that later on, y'all, later this evening. So thank you again. I appreciate you. And we have fun. We do. So I'll talk to you soon. Blessed be.